Yo, kick and bass crew, what is good? It's your boy Westend here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a track like this in just 30 minutes.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
So for today's track from scratch, I'm only going to be using sounds and presets from Alchemist Volume 3, which we just recently dropped at Kick and Bass. It's an absolutely fire sample pack, so if you don't have it, go to the description below and there's a link so you can check it out. So I'm gonna set a timer on my iPhone, and yeah, we're gonna get right into this. We're gonna see how much we can get done in 30 minutes. So okay, let's go. So the first thing I wanna do is kind of go through this pack and maybe start with like a vocal or synth and kind of build the track around there.
It's the movement in the moment, got me feeling alive.
Feeling free on the ecstasy. Hands up.
We going hard.
In the zone, gotta set the tone.
We go insane. We going crazy.
Don't stop, let your body rock.
Get lost in the rhythm.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming.
This one's kind of cool. I like the loopiness of this. So I'm gonna get this vocal dropped in this main vocal channel. Let's turn this off for now. Let's set the BPM. I've been messing with 128 a lot recently. So now we can kind of like build a groove and a drum groove and a bass groove around this vocal.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
Let's just get a limiter really quickly on the master just so this don't clip. And yeah, let's go back to the sample pack. So we're gonna need, let's get a kick in here. Excuse me, I'm a little sick, so if I'm coughing, that's why. Ooh, this is a fat kick. Really low, subby. So this is gonna go in our kick channel. Look at that, perfect kick. No weird movement at the beginning or anything like that. It's just a nice, fat, punchy kick. And we can always layer this later, but it's not our priority right now. So.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
So normally I would start messing with some of the bass presets, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to get to some of these loops and see if anything. And what I love about our packs at Kick and Bass is that all the bass loops are categorized into different categories. A lot of sample packs, they just have them all messed up in one folder. So it's hard to tell what kind of loop you're getting. Kind of fresh. So let's get a loop in here.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
What I like to do is like kind of get one loop in and then another, and then just like kind of see what feels better for that vocal. One more. It's kind of subby.
No taming, no taming, I'm misbehaving. No.
Okay, this is kind of, I like this one for sure. And I may chop this up a bit, so.
I'm misbehaving.
I don't really love how the tail gets like kind of cut off a bit there. So what I'm going to try to do is maybe copy this.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No.
Yeah, I like this a little bit more. Just adjusting it. Let's get a drum groove going. So I'll start in the drum group and I'll start with a clap. I love these like snarey kind of clap layers that aren't too bright.
No taming.
It's kind of giving me like anti-up vibes a little bit, just like very aggressive. All right, and then let's find like a hat, closed hat. I love closed hats that have a little bit of a shaker presence in them. So you can kind of hear that in this one. And this is just going to go on the offbeat.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
This could probably use a layer. It just sounds a little flat. Let's try this. Okay, we're definitely good on time. You can kind of see that the start times are a little bit off here. So what I can do is kind of move this back a little bit. And then maybe for this closed hat, whoops, I'll remove a bit of the transient here. So what that's going to do is it's just going to help contain the loudness So this doesn't really peak as loud, and we're going to get more of that transient from that sound. And then let's shape this a bit so we can always just look at where the tails are ending. Maybe move this tail a little bit down so it kind of matches the pattern of this one. So if I were to consolidate this, yeah, that looks a little bit better. Whoops. Let's kind of copy these.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
Cool. So we kind of got like our standard drums in there, and now we want to add some drums that are really going to help the groove a bit. So this is where it would be, I recommend going into like percussion loops or top loops, anything where it's going to have some like syncopated hits, whether they're percussion hits or whatever. So I'm just going to kind of go through a few of these. Let's start with actually like a top loop and then go back. What are these effects on this? So these are like glitched out stuff, but we can maybe do something with that later. I mean, we have a lot of top loops to work with here. I kind of like this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw this into our loops group under this loop here. And it's pretty clunky, chunky loop. So what I'm going to do before I even listen to it is turn this to beats mode, turn this transient to the left, bring this down. It's going to tighten it up a lot. So we're just kind of getting like the first hit of each sound. So let's consolidate that.
I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming.
All right, so that sounds good. And, you know, you can kind of listen to this pretty critically and then maybe take out a few hits that feel like don't work with the rest of your groove.
No taming.
Like this. I think this hit maybe.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
Yeah, I just didn't like that like Congo sound as much. So let's stick with this. Copy that out. And then I still think we have a little bit more time to work on the drums. So let's go back to like tom loops. And maybe we can get this in here, put this under bongos. And then let's just listen and maybe cut out a section that we feel like makes sense, because we're not going to have this whole loop in.
No taming.
Oh, did that not? Something didn't copy right here.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
Oh yeah, so this should be at 132. Looks like Ableton messed up there.
I'm misbehaving.
Maybe like just keep a little bit of the edge there.
No taming. No taming.
What else we got? We got a shaker loop. Let's save that for later. Basically, the idea here is I'm just going to build like a big section, and then once we get to the arrangement, we'll be able to kind of remove certain loops from certain areas. This is kind of dope.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
And then same thing. Let's beats mode this. Turn this down.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
May need to be a little bit quantized. It may be a little bit too loose, so you can click here on the loop, quantize.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
And then let's get some fills in. So like we could put the fills in this section over here, maybe under snare. Like I like that. Maybe you can go here. All right, so this is not detecting it right. It should be 128. Same thing, like maybe a little bit, we could just play with this.
No taming.
I like that one as well, so we'll make another channel. Throw that in here.
I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. no taming. I misbehave.
All right, cool. So we got a bit of a drum groove going. And in terms of the key of the bass line, I think we pulled a loop that was an F minor. Okay, cool. So for all our synth work we're going to want to do stuff that's in F minor. So I'm going to like copy this out so we got a nice 8-bar loop. And
No taming.
let's just keep layering some stuff here. So we do have some awesome vocal pads. So that's already an F minor. Let's chuck that in.
No taming. I misbehave.
Probably won't have that in the drop, but I like the sound of that. And I'm going to add this spectral resonator plugin or effect on it. I'm going to change this to the note mode, and we're going to go to F.
No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming.
So it's going to make it this like guttery kind of robotic sound, and we'll mix that later a bit. I'm not too concerned with mixing now. I'm more just like setting the volume on everything and just trying to get as many ideas down as I can. So I'm going to mute this, but I know it sounds good. All right, let's go back to here. Ooh, there was these stuff too. All right, maybe we'll do that later. Let's go to the synth section. So let's listen to some synth loops. So remember, even if you're writing a song in a certain key and a loop isn't in that key, that doesn't mean you can't use it. You can just put it in and then pitch it up or down to the key that you want. So I'm just going to try this because I like the sound of it. It's like very ravey. And so this is D minor. So in order to get to F, we would go D sharp, E, F. So 3.
No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving.
All right, so that's kind of cool. And then like let's like look for some one-shot stuff that we could maybe add. Dongs. So like that's a pretty cool like one shot. Like that would I like putting one shots at the start of a drop.
No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming.
Try this one.
No taming.
That one's a little bit cooler, so let's do that. Maybe shape it a bit so it's not as long.
No taming.
We could also add some delay to this. So we'll just add a little bit of
No taming. No taming. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving.
All right, so I'm hearing like another little synth pattern right here. So what I'm going to do is actually open a MIDI track and throw in Serum really quickly. And then we're going to go to Alchemist Volume 3 presets and maybe like a sustain sound. Whoops. Oh, this is pretty cool. I love this. So I'm actually gonna mute this lead for now because
No taming.
I'm gonna add a little thing right here.
I'm misbehaving.
Maybe move this up one semitone.
No taming. I'm misbehaving. 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 I'm misbehaving.
All right, so this could be like the first part of the drop. And then let's also like add some automation to this, just some quick automation. So maybe we can have the shape change over time. So I'm gonna get rid of this piano roll, press A, just draw in like a few things.
No
I think I like that.
No taming. I'm
And then I'm just going to copy this automation pretty much everywhere here. Okay, cool. And then I think now that I like this, I want to go back and work a little bit on the drums. So I'm going to remove this shaker loop for now, and then I'm going to add a longer hi-hat here. So let's go back to samples, drums, one-shots, because I feel like it needed more like a driving kind of hat. This is kind of good. Let's see if this is long enough. Maybe not. That's pretty long. It's too long. Let's cut that. Let's consolidate that. Paste this. All right, looks like we're 15 minutes in, so we're really gonna have to get to arranging in the next minute or two. But
no taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming.
all right, cool. So let's say the next 8 bars of the drop, this is gonna be like the B section. I think it'd be good to get the vocal out. So let's remove that there. And then let's maybe like get another loop here. Like let's go back to synth loops. This is kind of cool. So this would have to be pitched down 2 semitones, I believe. G, F sharp, F. All right, so let's add a little bit of sidechain here. So we're gonna add kickstart 2. And then I want to add a little bit of reverb before the sidechain. So I'm going to put in, you could use any reverb. I'm just going to use Valhalla Room. And then, all right, a few other like cosmetic things. I think the kick needs a little bit more top end to it. So let's just find a kick. Techno usually has, I'm just listening to the tops, maybe punchy. Too much click. Oh, that one's pretty good. All right, so we're just gonna get rid of everything except, yeah, you can see how much more like high frequency information is in this.
No taming.
So we're just gonna copy this. Okay, and then let's just make sure there's no low end here. Basic mixing stuff.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
All right, cool. So we can like almost like tease the sound in really quickly with like a filter. So that's gonna kind of like tease it in a bit just to let it kind of come to life.
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
All right, and then let's go do a little bit of arranging. So I'm gonna be kind of quick here. So let's say the drop's at 33. We're gonna have the kick and bass. I actually want to move this over a bit. So we're gonna add 16 bars. Drums, we want a basic drum loop that's gonna run through the whole intro. And then kick, we only want, like, let's say we just want the kick for the first 16 bars. The bass will come in. Yeah, bass will come in over here. We have like some of these fill things, so let's just drop that here and here. Cool. We also have this vocal pad that we didn't do anything with.
No taming.
All right, so we can like tease the vocal on the fills, and then what I'm gonna do is actually duplicate this, call this like delay, and on the delayed one, we're just gonna add like, you know, sometimes if you're just quick and you're quick on time, you could just add a delay preset. So clean delays, I don't know, Pong. What's that gonna do? I don't like that's too much. Let's try dotted quarter note. All right, cool. So we're going to automate that. Let's just add a little bit of sidechain here. Maybe a filter as well. All right, so this is going to be our break section. And we only have 10 minutes left right here, so we're going to do this a little bit lazily, but you get the idea. So let's remove all the kick in the bass because we want to create tension. Sounds pretty good there. Let's also remove that chunky hi-hat here, so it's a little bit... you can also remove it from like the start. So like I think it was this layer. And here we'll remove it as well. Okay, cool. Let's keep this going. And then let's also take the vocal loop that we have, kind of like tease it in.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
Maybe try to tease one of these sounds in.
No taming.
Get rid of the low end here. We could also increase the feedback on the delay so that it fills out more of all this empty space that we have.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming.
Okay, cool. So the build up is really going to start over here. So this is where we're going to want to add a bit of the effects. So let's go back to Alchemist Volume 3. Let's go to effects. All right, we got like an 8-bar synth riser. It's in G sharp, so it has to come down 3 semitones. G, F sharp, F.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm misbehaving.
Let's see, we got a long riser somewhere. Could use one of these on the beginning if we wanted to, or we don't have to.
No taming. No taming.
I don't think we actually need that. We need like a white noise riser. Where's that? All right, looks like we don't have a white noise riser in here, but we could use this on the drop actually.
No taming, I'm misbehaving. No taming, I'm
So let's delete that there. Let's do like a snare roll. That always sounds good. So I actually like to do my snare rolls outside of the drum bus just because it's a little bit easier to manipulate them. So I think the snare rolls are under fills. Kind of like this one. Let's put that in the build.
no taming, I'm misbehaving.
And then we could add a bit of auto filter here just so it doesn't come in all the way.
I'm misbehaving. No taming.
What I like to do on the drum bus is Let's see where the vocal ends.
I'm misbehaving. I'm misbehaving. I'm behaving.
All right, let's say like right here, we want all the drums gone. Then we go back to the drum bus. We got Endless Smile. We'll turn Endless Smile on. It's going to add a ton of reverb and delay to the sound.
I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving.
We can also move this riser back a bit.
No taming. I'm misbehaving.
Okay, let's get rid of this pad thing and there. And then we can also automate this spectral resonator, like we said, so that this pad creates a bit of movement in this area.
No, I'm misbehaving. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving.
And then if we wanted to, we could like maybe like layer this vocal, like add a version that's like pitched down an octave. So we could do that. Take this vocal, pitch it down an octave, change this to Complex Pro. Whoops. Complex Pro. Bring the formants down.
I'm misbehaving.
And then I think there's a little bit too much of a gap right here of silence. So I would like to hear maybe another drum fill. Remember, we had the Endless Smile here, so I think it's important that we put this drum fill out of it so it sounds a little bit cleaner. So let's go to Alchemist, fills. Maybe this could work.
Haven. No haven. Haven. No taming. I'm misbehaving. I'm misbehaving.
I don't like this one.
No taming. No taming. I'm misbehaving.
Cool. All right, now we got to turn this delay way back because it's too it's much too long over here. Let's turn this down to like 20%.
No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming. I'm misbehaving.
And then what we could do is maybe
Haven.
like put another delay on the vocal right here, because I kind of want like a little bit of that vocal to bleed into this next section with the synth. So we'll just turn the dry wet on only for this last part, and then same thing with the feedback. We'll automate this feedback so that it kind of goes up a ton over here.
I'm misbehaving.
I think it and then the other thing we got to do is we got to turn the delay on only for that word. So
I'm misbehaving.
cool. Let's get rid of that old synth we had there. That sounds pretty cool. So I think we got 2 minutes left. So let's work a little bit more on maybe this lead right here. So what if we just held this out as one note and then change the automation? Extend this out. And then what we can do is maybe play with this cutoff as well. And then we could add a little bit of endless smile to the sound so that it kind of like fades out. I actually kind of like that more than the misbehaving thing, so let's just keep this delay off.
I'm misbehaving.
And then maybe add some sidechain to the sound as well so that the reverb kind of pumps to the kick. The tail that we create from the endless smile. That's what I mean by reverb.
I'm misbehaving.
We can re-add the vocal just for the end part right here.
No taming. I'm misbehaving. No taming.
Okay, cool. We are officially at 30 minutes. So is it the best track I ever made? No, but I did make a track in 30 minutes. And I do think that it is sometimes helpful to set time limits for yourself, because at the end of the day, music production is really just you making a bunch of decisions. And when you're in a constrained period of time, you're forced to make this. You're forced to make decisions, and you have to make them a bit faster. So instead of constantly wondering, does this sound good? Does this work? You're just going to go and stick with it. And a lot of times that's how you finish music faster and finish more music. So I wouldn't recommend every song. This is how you give yourself an hour, half an hour, 2 hour, whatever it is, time limit. But it is nice to know that I have to get this thing done in this amount of time. And that's what we did today. So let's listen back and see what we did. And then as always with these track from scratches, I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of insight of what I would do differently if I were to do it again. So let's check it out. Probably could have skipped this part, but
No taming. No taming. No taming, I'm misbehaving. 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 No taming, I'm misbehaving.
okay, cool. So that's the track we did in 30 minutes, just using sounds from Kick and Bass Alchemist Volume 3 and some presets. If I were to have more time, the next step I would definitely work on would be really getting this break dialed in. I think one thing I immediately heard was like I could have like looped this vocal like right here.
I'm misbehaving. I'm misbehaving.
Like,
Haven, 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 haven.
and then done like some trippy effects on top of that. So just so it doesn't get so repetitive. Other thing was I would have definitely worked on just like fine tuning some of the sounds in the drop. Like I think there's a lot of room, especially also in the break, to add some melody right before these hits each time. So it could be like
No taming, I'm misbehaving.
ba-da,
No taming,
like just a little bit more call and response. I feel like this track is lacking a bit in that department. Definitely maybe going back and getting a little bit more energy in the bass line because it feels a little bit slow in the drop as well. Maybe going for a little bit of a faster pattern here where I, duplicate some of these notes and kind of
no
like almost like do like something like this or something.
no taming, I'm misbehaving.
So it's just a little bit faster. And then, yeah, like obviously some mixing stuff as well. But the good thing about this 30-minute challenge is now I'm pretty inspired to like go and make all these changes, and I don't have to worry about getting an idea down. So if you like this video, make sure to drop a comment below with what you liked about it, what you didn't like, what you want to see next time, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can watch all these videos as soon as they come out. Also, if you're not a member of our Kick and Bass community, there's a link in the description below to our website. You can learn all about all the different features we have. It's an incredible community of house producers from all over the world. We have weekly tutorials as well as feedback. I highly recommend joining and checking it out if you are a tech house music producer. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.